What's up, guys? My name's Tyler.
And I'm Sean.
We're from Rendered Reality, and today we've got an exclusive look at the game Holoception. We know we talked about it before on our show, Coffee and VR, but we wanted to give you guys a little bit more in-depth on this game because really, we love it so much. We really do.
Yeah, we've spent a decent amount of time with it now and checked out a couple different things in it. We've had some questions about it, and we just felt like this game is something a little bit special, a little bit different for VR, and we really just kind of wanted to just do a quick little episode just focusing on this and just talk about the game, go into some of the things they're doing, some of the things that are coming with the game, and just see what happens.
Yeah, some of you guys have seen our footage and stuff, but they have added a lot of stuff even since then. I think that was only maybe a week ago, probably, from the time shooting this video.
I mean, they're adding stuff like every day almost. I mean, they're constantly adding stuff to the game, giving little sneak peeks on Reddit and stuff like that. So a lot of you guys might have seen a little bit of clips and stuff from the game on Reddit. And it's kind of unique, so we do want to talk about how this all works. So
yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's definitely unique. But I think, actually, didn't you find something in the game?
I found a little bit of an Easter egg. You want to show that?
I thought so. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
What? Look at that. Look at that. That's so awesome.
Yep. We actually found this sitting on the desk in there, which was super cool.
I'm just going to pull it out of the game real quick. There it is.
Right? Yeah. Are you still filling it up in the coffee maker in the game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is really cool, which we'll talk about here after a bit, but they have all their fluid mechanics and stuff, which is just awesome. Yeah. Right there, you can see the coffee in it. But yeah, we do. We really are excited. We've been playing it a lot, actually, which is crazy because this game isn't truly in even beta, I guess I wouldn't even call it yet. It's just really in development right now. Like, we're just getting builds of it as it comes.
Yeah, I think they're talking about doing a beta in maybe a couple weeks, few weeks, something like that. So
they are. Yep, they are releasing a beta here, and if you guys are interested, definitely make sure to go to their Discord.
And we'll put a link. We'll put a link in the video.
We will. Yep, it'll be down below in the description. I know we'll have their Discord, and we also have one too. So if you want to hop over there, we try and push out like all their updates, stuff we find, whatnot. But yeah, what else? Let's see. So we do have some of their mechanics I know we wanted to talk about kind of right out of the box.
Yeah, we can show a little bit of how the mechanics works and stuff. This is actually an older footage from them talking about, I mean, it just kind of gives you an idea of how it works. So it is a third-person game, but it's not your traditional third-person game you think of in VR. This is completely different where your actual movements of what you're actually doing with your controllers in your hands portrays to the third-person character, and you basically kind of become this character in kind of a weird sense. I mean, it really does do a good job of tricking your brain into thinking reality is different than, you know, what you're used to.
It does, and I'm not a true like third-person type of game. Like I'd play it on flat all day, but in VR, I want to be in it. But for whatever reason, this feels that way. It's almost like you're in it, but you're watching yourself from above. It's a really cool concept, really cool feeling.
Yeah, this video does a good job because when you see the hand there, that's your actual hand, what you're actually doing with your controller, and then the third-person character portrays everything you do. So, I mean, it's just, and I've said this before, but it's almost like a magical kind of experience of what they've done here. And it's there's a slow time mechanic, like a slow motion. There's like a bullet time where you can see the trails and the bullets. And it really does, it just makes you feel almost like you're in an action movie, like that John Wick style movie that everybody kind of talks about. It's definitely, I mean, just this footage right here just gives you a good idea of what it kind of looks like and how it's controlled.
Yep, it does. Yeah, and I think we actually even have some footage of, I think this one's of you playing, wasn't it? So
yeah, we do have some footage. This is me playing actually last night.
Which a lot of it, too, for us is the footage you'll see. It's us learning how it's played as well, because every time we play, I feel like I learn something new every time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not only are they adding things new all the time, but there is a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can interact with. Like, pretty much everything is interactive in the game. Like, there's a lot of things you can pick up, throw, you know, use as a weapon. I mean, it's like the coffee maker. You know, you can go to the coffee maker and fill up your coffee pot. I mean, you can put the headset on like I'm doing here. You know, there's just a lot of things to interact with, and there is just new stuff all the time. So it really is a learning experience, and we're still learning. We've played this game for a little while now, just messing with different builds and stuff, and it just keeps getting better.
I think because everything's so interactive too, every time I play it, I feel like it's different. You know, it's not the same thing every single time, you know. Even if I'm playing the same guys, the same levels, I play it different every single time.
Right.
So much fun, really is.
I was trying to hit this guy behind me from my back. It's just so awesome. But this is actually so they have changed a little bit from this build as far as the weapon, I guess, damage factor. So in this build,
Sure.
the bat was a little bit more put out a little bit more damage than it does now. But they have a new system that they're implementing that you kind of talked to them about.
Yeah, and actually you can see a little bit of that system starting in this video as well. But you can see the money. So when you actually take somebody out, they drop change. And actually, the farther you get, and hopefully you see here too, they actually drop dollar bills or 20s or whatever you want to call it. Right. Which is really cool because, you know, the higher the levels you get, the more money they put out and the more you earn.
The funny part is that when I play this game, I'm literally like cracking up to myself all the time, and I don't know what it is. Like, this game just makes me giggle like nonstop. It's so funny and so much fun. It's just hard to explain.
So I just actually recently started picking up bats after I was killing people and started doing this too and using a double bat. Oh, it's so much fun.
So satisfying. I don't know what it is, but it's extremely satisfying.
I know it is too. And I just like that when you can take out their legs, you can take out their arms, or grabbing somebody by the arm and just, you know, beating them mercifully.
So with the sword and stuff like that, you can actually grab their arm and chop arms off. I mean, you can decapitate them. You can take legs off. Then, I mean, you can pick up their body parts. You can pick up their body. So, I mean, there's all kinds of weapons, and they've teased us with more weapons that they're even adding that we haven't even got to see yet. So, I mean, there's guns, rifles, pistols, shotgun, machine guns, sword, crowbar, bat. I mean, there's a ton of weapons, and I don't think they're going to stop adding weapons anytime soon. There will definitely be a lot of weapons.
Especially now with their arsenal board and stuff and the upgrade systems. I feel like it's never ending too.
Right.
Which there's the sword. Which I'm curious to see. The sword probably won't be upgradable, I would assume, because it's probably going to be I would guess a one-type thing, except they do have the bat being upgradable.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not sure. So the sword is actually one of my favorite weapons so far. I played with the sword a lot last night. I mean, it was... Like, here you can take their legs out and they go flying. I mean, it literally cracks you up when you're playing this. It's really hard to explain until you get into this game. And like we said, the beta is coming. I think they're shooting for possibly a July release. And they also have plans to try to get this onto the Quest. And we all know what that's kind of like right now. We know that's kind of a hard thing to do, and their curation system is kind of funky. But I really do believe that this is a game that's going to be really good for Quest. And I have to imagine that they'll see the innovation in this and what they're doing different.
I don't know. It may be, Oculus is playing it a little bit safe with what goes onto their store right now. So I don't know. It may be tough for them to get on. I don't think it matters. I think this game's going to do amazing on Steam by itself.
And it would be on Oculus Store too, but we just don't know if it's going to be on Quest yet. I think it will get there, and they'll keep you updated if you do follow their Discord. I'm sure they'll keep you updated in that process when we get closer to that time.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. They're very much involved with their Discord and the community and stuff, so it definitely helps.
Yeah, and like we said, we will have that link in the description.
Yeah, and I think too, if anybody does want to apply for the beta and stuff, they did talk about that on there. And I think they have a channel inside of their Discord to apply for that as well.
Yeah, it's either a channel or you message them directly on Discord. I can't remember for sure, but...
Yeah. Yep, but it does.
And this is, once you get into the higher levels, I actually got into some of the higher levels on this when I was playing last night. And there's actually drones that fly around. And those, so you basically have to kind of jump. When I was using the sword, but you kind of have to jump. And you can double jump in this too. To get up into the air and take those out. You can shoot them down. I mean, I had swarms of them on me last night. It was insanely intense. It got very intense. So it starts out a little more simplified with not as many enemies to take out, but as you progress, the enemies get harder. You start getting enemies with not just baseball bats. They start having guns. You have the drones. They have... I mean, it gets pretty intense.
And I don't think I noticed them ever getting faster. It was just more of them. It was just nonstop. It was just, it gets a little crazy. But there you can see the money falling and stuff, picking that up. Now, a lot of the guns, they're upgradable, but they're not just upgradable as a whole. They're actually upgradable between ammo, like the damage it does. So you can choose which upgrade you want. So if you'd rather have more ammo, for a rifle or something that shoots, a lot of ammunition, you may want to go that route. Or a pistol, you may want to go for more damage.
Right.
So it really lets you pick and choose, how you want to play this. I mean, I guess you could go all melee if you wanted with crowbar baseball bat, sword, stuff like that.
It's satisfying. I don't know what it is. The melee weapons are very satisfying.
I know. I'm so excited for everyone just to try this because I really want to hear the feedback of people. Here you go. Here's some of the drones. Which gets crazy.
Yeah, it does get a little crazy. So, but I mean, it was a lot of fun because you can push a button to slow time down, and then you can jump and everything in that slower time to where you can really kind of pick your shots. Yeah, you can be more accurate. You can pick your shots a little bit better where you want to aim for and take out multiple people at once. I mean, there is also grenades too. I don't think we talked about the grenades. And I actually wasn't using the grenades in this last night.
We talked about them on our Coffee and VR show. I know. I think we showed a little bit of the grenade action.
Yeah, I think your video actually, the video that you put out, so we do have another gameplay video that's on the trailer. That's
true.
And Tyler was using grenades, and this is one of my favorite things. If you missed that, but where I would jump and do like a spin before I took somebody's head off. It was so fun. It's so much fun.
And then to just slow it down, you can like plan out every single person as you go. It's so good.
Yep. And so those lasers that are setting on me from the drones, the lasers aren't actually hurting you. That just knows that you're targeted, and then they shoot those blue bullet streams that kind of come out. But when you get a bunch of these on you though, and you're surrounded by these things, and you have red lasers on you everywhere, I mean, it makes you very nervous. I mean, you're running around. There's times in this video where I'm just straight booking it, just trying to get away from all these enemies that are all around me. I mean, it gets crazy.
It does too. It really does. And it actually gets a little confusing because you control the camera orientation. So just to describe it, you can actually, the one stick, you can spin the camera around. So all of a sudden you're focused on one direction of people and you don't see the other people coming from underneath you.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're just getting, attacked from another side and you have to get out of there.
Yep.
It is. It's really, really fun.
It is really cool. I mean, and I know, like we talked about, a lot of people don't love the third-person kind of games, but this is different. So if you're one of those people that are like, oh, I don't really like third-person games, when this game comes out, I suggest you give it a try because I am the same way. And this is a magical experience of a third person, and it feels more like it's you by the way it's controlled, and not like you're just looking down on a character and moving in, just pushing buttons and stuff like that. It's not what it is.
I know. From what some of the people were talking to us about in chat on our show and comments, Discord, I couldn't believe people were like, I don't know, it's third person. I really don't like that kind of stuff. And you just have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to.
On Steam, if you don't like it, I guess, Steam always has a return policy, but I mean, it's definitely just a try.
I mean, we talked about this on the show the other weekend about when they first sent us this build. I was out to dinner with my wife, and I came home, and I was like, well, I just want to peek in here real quick and see what this game looks like. And I got in, and I was just in here giggling and laughing, and I spent probably 30 or 45 minutes, and it was like later, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't planning on being on playing anything for very long, and it was just... I mean, it's just a lot of fun. It's very satisfying kind of gameplay. And they have a lot of cool ideas that they've just hinted about things they want to do and stuff that's really going to be
which we are going to talk about here in a little bit. We're going to show you guys a little bit of footage, too, that nobody's seen yet, which I know we were super stoked about.
Yeah, it's just a quick clip, but it's pretty awesome. But
yeah, the drones, too. The drones are a little crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And this, I don't know what level you're actually at right here.
This is pretty far.
This is pretty far. So it does. It gets up there on the levels. And, oh, man, I mean, you definitely need some powerful weapons. And now with the upgrade system, though, too, I feel like some of them, may last a little longer with the more ammunition and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It really is going to help. Just clearing a field of drones or of people.
Yeah. And, I mean, even when you're having a ton of enemies on you, when you go into that slow time, you almost get that Matrix kind of feel, too, where you can literally dodge. Like, at one point, I was dodging the streams of bullets from the drones. Like, I was actually outmaneuvering them a lot of times. Like, it was a really cool feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
So, I think this is just about the end of this footage.
Yeah, it's probably
like here you can see I'm just straight booking it, trying to run from these things because I mean they're just swarms of them everywhere.
So there's another good point too. So those yellow boxes are actually ammunition. So they are random spawns, at least it seems at this point, of boxes of ammunition. So all you do is you run over them, pick them up, and you've got more ammo good to go. But at times, I know in like the beginning levels, it's really short. So you kind of really have to map out what weapons you're going to use, pick your shots, plan, the headshots, stuff like that.
Right.
Not waste bullets. But yeah, there you see some of the bills and stuff.
Yeah, I mean in this level, I was just running around so much there was literally money laying around everywhere that I had to like try to go run around back to get. Like I mean it gets chaotic when you get up in these higher levels, I mean it's a blast.
It does too. It makes you nervous. And what I did find out after playing it a bunch is if you do die,
here's the minigun. This is I was just spinning around. This is like right at the end of
we're
how far
one
I
of
made
the
it.
only ones that actually have the minigun. So that is just a little tease of that. It is. It's a lot of really that. We're not sure if that's going to be, an Easter egg inside of the game.
I'm sure it'll be in there. I just don't know when you'll be able to get the minigun. I'm sure like it's. Yeah. I don't know, but the minigun is a lot of fun.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of fun because you can just mow them down.
Oh, that's. I mean, you can. I mean, literally just flatten people.
Yep, I know. So. That's definitely for sure. Yeah. So you do have to be careful. They do have like in game. They actually have like a space where you're supposed to stay in. So you really don't need a lot of space to play this game. Really, just enough to bend over, swing your arms, swing overhead. Maybe not take out a light like I have in the past.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely, you don't need a whole lot of room for it.
Yeah, you're not walking around. Like your physical person is not walking around. Yep. You're using thumbsticks to control the movement of the character, and then you're using your actual physical body to control aiming and melee weapons and stuff like that.
And you can turn your physical space, but they do have smooth turning as well in there, so you can rotate the camera on smooth turning or the character.
Yep, and it does have right now. It has like a vignette that pops up when you do use the smooth turning, and I don't know what their plan is for that. I do hope that they give us an option to turn that off in the full game.
They said they're talking about doing different types of things for people who are new to VR, and
which is good. I mean, I like options. Give me the options to adjust, where I'm at in my.
I agree, because if this drops on the Quest, and hopefully it does, I mean, there's a lot of people. This could be their first game potentially.
Yeah.
So they have demoed this at some shows and had some, feedback from people, maybe in VR, maybe out of VR. And I know stuff like that really helped, and it took away a lot of that motion sickness for them. So they do want to leave that. But yeah, I don't need any of that just because, we play a lot of VR.
Right, we've played for a while.
Absolutely, so. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I think we also have what, we were talking about their fluid mechanics with the coffee. But what they've actually done with it is they've now used that fluid mechanics of water and put it, I know the clip that we have just shows kind of a very small base water demo, but it's really cool. It does. It's really works well. Even with the stuff like you saw on the desk earlier, there was a rubber ducky. But they actually use that rubber ducky with the fluid mechanics.
Yep. So here is the fluid mechanics. We did show this on our show, I think the last show. Yep. But this is just a really cool video. I really enjoy this, and just the way they're doing the fluid in this is, and then with the slow time too. When you put it into slow motion as well, it's just really cool.
Splashing the water. I think at one point he starts like splashing it or moving the body or something. Or gets in it. Yeah, that's what it is.
And you really like the rubber duckies. I think the rubber duckies is your favorite.
I love the rubber ducky. It was like a shock when I picked it up. I just thought it was a toy, and it squeaked. Right. And I'm like, oh man.
So this is the slow motion with the water mechanics, the fluid mechanics.
It is. It's so good.
I mean, just the way the water reacts.
Yep.
I mean, it's so cool.
Splashing it out of the tub and stuff.
And now he's like dancing with the body, and I love this part.
So
it's really cool.
That right there. I know. It's so good.
It really is.
I can't wait to see that part implemented into. Look at the shadow. Actually, I never noticed that. Did you see the shadowing and stuff?
Yeah.
See the shadow?
I don't know if I noticed that in game, to be honest.
I haven't noticed that.
I'm so worried about lobbing body parts off my sword.
Not the shadows. I'm sorry, not the shadows. The reflection.
Oh, in the water. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't notice that.
The person has reflection.
Yeah, you're right. I did not notice that.
There's so many little details that just get overlooked, but that's what builds, I think, to the solidness of this game.
Right.
And just it's this early. We get to, Sean and I, between us, we get to try a lot of games that are just, early builds, not even beta releases or alphas yet. And this game of where it's at before a beta, it's so much fun.
I think the beta is going to be excellent. I think people are going to be very happy when they get into the beta.
That's so cool. Yeah. Really. Yeah. It's so much fun. And I think we had one of their other
fire mechanics.
Yeah, they're fire.
So this is another weapon that they've talked about putting into the game. We haven't got to see this yet. I haven't got to experience this yet in game.
They're trying to get stuff to where you get achievements or reach a level and you get to certain things. So I'm sure this would be high up, but oh man, is it worth going for?
And I actually like that because that's the moves I like doing. The spin, that's awesome. But I actually like the the unlocks and the upgrades and stuff, because that keeps you coming back in a game. Like, you want to keep playing because I want to get the flamethrower, you know what I mean? Like, I want to keep going back into the game so I can unlock this flamethrower, and instead of just having it right off the bat, you know, like, it doesn't really give you much to work for.
And this game is just going to be single player when it first releases. Now, they've talked about actually implementing multiplayer, and we even talked about that on our show, how much fun that could be.
Yeah, that could be epic.
It could.
I don't know how it would work. I don't know how it would work yet, but...
Well, I mean, it would all have to be referenced server-side and everything. I mean, it's possible.
I'm just curious with the slow-mo. Like, when one person hits slow-mo, do you both go into slow-mo? Or,
that would be so good, though. That would be so much fun.
That would be awesome.
I know. Because you would, like, burn up your slow-mo, and then I might have some left, so I can use it for you and stuff. I mean, there are so many cool concepts you could do. I mean, we're just guessing at this. We're not, like, throwing that out like we know, but...
Right.
Yeah, if the Holonautic guys are listening, that definitely would be fun for sure.
True that. So we do have some of your footage that you were showing a little bit of the weapon upgrades.
So this stuff's brand new. They just pushed this out, and what it is we kind of talked about it a bit ago, is the weapons upgrades. And I didn't even realize it at first. I thought it was just per weapon, because at first the bat only has one upgrade. But the pistol has actually 3 upgrade locations. And you can see there, what you do, you stick your finger into what you want to upgrade and drag it. So you kind of trace up into where you want to go. And at first, you know, I didn't figure it out. And then once it happened, I'm like, oh, that's super easy. You can just do it super quick, go in, grab some weapons, and jump right back in.
Right.
It's just a lot of fun.
And it'll show you over there, too, when you look to the left, that it actually shows you how much money you have and everything, so you know how much you can upgrade. And
Which at first I didn't realize, but then every time you die, you don't get all the money you earned. So how it works is when you go in and you take some people out, you gain some money. I don't know if it's at the end of every level or just random spawns, but there's a portal that turns up somewhere in the map, and you can hear it. You hear an audible sound of it, you know.
And it's pretty loud. The first time I heard it, I looked around, I was like, what was that?
I know. So if you want to get out of there with the money you have at that level, you have to go through it, because once it closes, that's it. You're stuck till it spawns again. So, you know, if my health's low and I've earned some cash, I'm like, you know what? I really want to save this $50 or something that I've earned. I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Bad thing, though, you can go do a weapons upgrade, but you start back at level 0 from scratch when you go back in. So
I don't know if that'll be in the final game. It's hard to say what the final game will be.
I bet it will be. I think it should be, because you have to balance, you know, you have to weigh, is it worth it to stay in to go for more money? Yeah. Or do you just get out with what you have, you know?
Right.
And I think that's a great implementation of it. I really do.
That is true.
Like, because like here, I only have the bat when I start back in.
Yep. And so this footage was from today, and this was after the update where they kind of lowered the damage quality of the bat right off the... Yes. I was going to say right off the bat, but right off the beginning.
Like 30, I think, every time I hit somebody in the head.
So it was a little more powerful when I was playing last night with the bat. It had a little bit more.
Just bam, right across the head. So...
I know. I mean, I think I have footage on here somewhere we can show at some point, but I actually, like, hit one of the guys, kind of, like, hit his leg. His body popped up into the air, and then I just hit him again and slammed him. I mean, it's just like, I don't know why that's so satisfying.
Right here,
but...
I picked up the body, and I'm just, like, mercifully going at it.
Yeah.
And, like, at times I'm like, this is horrible. Like, I feel bad because I feel like I'm, like, holding somebody up and hitting them, you know? Like, here's the portal. So I heard it spawn, and I'm like, okay, I want to upgrade a bat. I want to get out of here. So I ran up to the portal, got in it, and got out. And then I go in, and I check, see how much money I have, and then I go from there. But here I went back in, and I thought, oh, no, you know, I didn't mean to go back in. But there is actually a watch. So you have a watch, and that's where your settings are. That's where you can go back out. You can reload back out to the lobby. You can change the camera height from in there. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think if there was anything else inside of there yet. There isn't a whole lot inside the settings yet. They're working on a lot of stuff right now. But really, just all the core stuff is there as it is. So I haven't needed anything else other than I do kind of wish the vignette was gone. You know, for personal preference.
I understand how it would help some people, but I do definitely think the option to take that off would be a great option to have.
Like, just to run around people like that.
I love the slow motion, just the slow-mo time.
Lining them up, seeing that bullet trail. Yeah. Like, it's so good. Like here, I'm out of ammo. So, because you only end up with 6 rounds when you first start in, and then you have to go get, you know, an ammo box, which again only gives you 6 rounds. And you can't actually keep grabbing ammo boxes, so you can only fill the gun up. So you're not like storing clips. So really, once I finish off that gun, I need to go find some more ammo then. You know, so there's one up top. So I'm like, oh sweet, more ammo.
So probably the rifles and stuff like that, they probably hold a lot more ammo. Well, and there is machine pistols too.
your upgrades. You can upgrade the capacity. So that's where it becomes, do I upgrade capacity? Do I upgrade damage? You know what to do. So
you got to have a strategy.
Exactly. So it just depends on your play style, I'd say. You know, if you're more of a run and gun, you probably want capacity.
Yeah.
Or if you're more accuracy, you can go for damage. But yeah, the double jump works really well. That's a lot of fun. I like right here, there's a stairwell. And I like getting them to where they want to come up after me, and I just mow them down.
Mow them down, yeah.
My favorite part. It really is. And then I probably, here you go, 2 more clips. You can actually see, too, on the screen, it does show how much ammo you have left. So I knew I had 1 more. And I knew he was close. And it does show their health above them. So you can see the green bar above shows their health. And then along with yourself, you have a green bar above it.
Right.
Right here, I'm just, you know, mowing. Just pushing into them.
It's awesome. So awesome.
And I wish, I don't even pay attention. Like, I should have probably, you know, for video purposes, tried to stay stable. But I'm just going hard, you know?
I know, you can tell.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell how hard you're swinging the bat, because every time you do, your headset shakes a little bit. Yeah. You can tell you're really getting into it. You're not just, you know,
I feel like the whole time I'm like planning out my next move. So finishing these 2 guys off, but I'm like, oh crap, I've got one over here. So I need to throw my gun back on my hip, grab the bat off my back, swing at him, you know. Yep. You just map it all out. It's so much fun. I'm checking for ammo. Like, it is. I do like now that it's a lot harder. You know, at first when we were playing this, it was really easy to go through the levels. But now I feel like I'm working to get past each level, and I'm worried about it gets hard. It. Oh, it does,
too. Yeah, it really does.
I feel so bad every time I pick a body up and, like, start swinging at it with the bat. I really do. It's horrible.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if there is something you guys want to see, let us know, like, in the comments, in the, you know, chat. I don't know. We this, so if we do, let us know if there's something you guys want to see, and we can try and throw up a clip or something maybe in our Coffee and VR.
And let us know what you guys think of this, what your thoughts are on this, because I think there's kind of a mix of people where there's certain people that are like, I don't like third person, and then there's another mix of people that are like, this game looks amazing. And honestly, we wouldn't go into this much detail for this game if we didn't really like it. You know, I mean, we really do enjoy this game. I mean, it is something. I mean, we talked about this on the show, that this is something that I think more people need to do. They need to push the boundaries and try something different. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need the same things of every VR game. You know, not everything that's in a flat game you can just portray into a VR game. Like, this here wouldn't really work in a flat game, the way this game is controlled. But in VR, it's amazing. You know?
Yeah, it is. And it's, you know, it's different, but it's polished and it's solid. You know, they're not pushing stuff out that's broken, and they, you know, they're making sure that the cores of what they're doing are there, and then just expanding upon it, which is what we'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, it does though. Here's the weapons. You know, dragging over, picking what you want to upgrade. You know, which I didn't have enough money then to upgrade the pistol. But it does. It plays really, really well.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
It's got a lot of potential.
Yep, it does.
It really does.
Yep. So speaking of, why don't we show them a little bit of maybe what's to come? I know I'm super excited about it because there is so much in this 4-second clip that I was like freaking out over. I know I was talking with the devs and stuff. I'm like, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Yeah.
But right here, you can see everything that's going on, and we'll just probably keep.
I'm just gonna keep it on loop.
Exactly. But inside of this, you can see they've got these maps where this is their park, and with the grass and the colors, the shadowing, the carousel mechanics. There's a water fountain behind it,
and
which you can see
possibly
some water.
A pond or a lake or something over off the one side.
There looks to be a pond in the back, which
we don't know. We have not got lucky enough to go into this map yet, so we haven't seen this, which is kind of exciting because of the color and the atmosphere. You know, we didn't really know what the levels were going to look like, and this is this. I don't know. This got us very excited when they sent us this clip.
It really did, because we didn't know if they were going to go with like a black and white, more like a what's the shooting game? Why can't I think about the top of my
Super
head?
Hot?
Super Hot, yeah. With that, because more of that black and white look. But you can see they're doing really solid colors, really good color placement, pops of color here and there. Looks really cool. I can't wait to see this in person. I know if we get to, we'll definitely let you guys know.
Yeah, this does look exciting. But
it does. Yeah, it does look like there's a pond over there in the left. And there's stuff on the table over there, the park bench.
I just want to interact with the water, like their fluid
know.
mechanics. I want to interact with that. We have not got to try that yet.
I want to take a body part off somebody after I kill them and throw it in the trash. That's what I'm. After seeing this, I'm like, I can throw body parts in the trash.
Now you just sound like a psycho.
No, I know. That's what I mean. I feel bad doing it all in there because you physically are doing it, but
yeah,
it looks really good. Plays good. Love it.
It's very satisfying mechanics and just the gameplay.
I feel like we're like repetitive with that, but I really, I am truly excited for this.
I mean, this game is one of the first games in a while that really made me feel like a little kid when I went in, and I was just giddy. Like I giggled a lot. I was laughing. I mean, it
gave me that same feeling of when I played Super Hot. Like I did not want to put Super Hot down. Like I was excited to come home and play it and get to the next level and try and get past it.
Right.
So yeah, it is. It just gives you those feelings, So it is. That's cool. But here you can
That's me dancing.
The hand movements and stuff too. Just it correlates with it. It's just, you see it, it does it.
Yeah.
The bat is great.
It really
I like
is.
the sword too. The sword.
I knocked his legs out and then slammed. It's just so good. And you could hear me laughing in the game, actually.
Yep. Yeah, definitely let us know too. Like if you guys are gonna pick this up, if you guys are looking to get it, put it on your wish list. It is on Steam, so you can throw it on your wish list. But man, it's so much fun.
I think throwing things on the wish list does help the devs too because they have an idea of the interest level in the game. So definitely go ahead and do that.
And hopefully, I'm sure they will, but hopefully they keep up with all their updates because right now, at least in development, they are updating this thing. I don't know how many updates I had to this game in the last day, but a lot.
Yeah, for
we'll
sure.
Say that. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I think that's about all we got for you guys.
Yeah, we will maybe get some more footage as more things roll out, and definitely once the game gets into like a full game state, we'll definitely be playing this game a decent amount and having some more. And definitely tune into the Coffee and VR shows because a lot of times when there is small updates to different games and new things that we find out are coming, we do talk about it on there. So that's every weekend we do that show. It's usually on Saturday mornings, but it's every weekend. Sometimes we go on Sunday, and it's a live stream show on YouTube. We usually go for an hour to 2.5 hours that we went last weekend. So
yeah, we had another dev on last week, and we ran a little over than we normally do, but it's not really a planned show. We just
roll with it.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes. But definitely hit. If you guys do want to watch that show too, please subscribe, hit the notification. We usually go live 10 o'clock Saturday Eastern time.
A.M.
So
10
that
a.m.
can change 10 a.m. So it can change, but definitely bring your coffee. That's kind of why
a requirement.
That's kind of why the devs for this game kind of threw in our coffee mug because we actually have that coffee mug on our merch store. So they kind of were like, hey, we got coffee cups in there. We'll hook you guys up.
Yeah,
so
I was super excited when I went into the game because there was a couple coffee mugs on the table and I picked one up and it said Holonautic. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I picked up the next cup and I was like, what? It was awesome. So cool.
It is. Yep.
Definitely thanks for that.
Well, big thanks too to the Holonautic guys for letting us check this out. We really do appreciate it. We love it. Keep it coming.
Yep. Make sure you follow their Discord in the link.
Yep. Absolutely.
And we will see you guys later.
Yep. Later, guys.